Candice on her period.
Do not go.
They've been talking for 3 weeks. She flies there on her period.
I am a firm believer in women being able to have a choice, but so should men. Let that man know, listen, I'm not it. If that's what you're looking to get after this date, I'm not it. There would be times in college where dudes would literally approach me trying to give me their number. And I knew from the way that they approached me that I would not want to entertain that. So no, I'm not going to disrespect you and embarrass you in front of your friends. I'm simply going to tell you, sir, you can hand me this number. I'm going to ball it up and put it in the trash before I leave here. I'm not going to use it. So if you want, you can keep this number and go try with someone else, but I am not going to be the girl. And my friends would just be looking at me like, I'm not a yes woman. I'm not going to sit up there and entertain and flirt. Okay, I'll call you. You can't pull your phone out. Let me that ain't gonna work on me. Just tell people the truth. I know this day and age is very different. It's very dangerous now. You can't really just say no. Men will not only cuss you out, but cuss your friends out. Maybe they might swing on you. It's hard. But I will say, stop leading people on. Tell people what you want. I in my profession, I help negotiate people's salary. Tell people what you want. Tell people what you need.
Now, with that, telling people what you need, oversharing is a problem.
We overshare about the things that don't fucking matter.
On the things that don't matter, right?
That literally do not matter.
Run people the fuck off before you can even get going, right? Don't overshare. If you grew up in a foster home, got molested 22 times,
that's not funny, but
I ain't laughing. I'm talking about some shit I went through. You got molested by all of your family members and all of that shit. Fucking tell me in that 7 months we've been talking, so I understand why you spazzing about certain things. But do not tell me that you miss your family right after that. Now you confusing me. You see, it's a way to deliver the message, because you just told me your family molested you, but then you say you miss them. And I've been a victim of it. Here's the thing. I want to move back to the subject of the video, because we done a whole lot, which was helpful for a lot, because they've been active in these comments. Ms. Tanya said, I think it started back in the day with men courted women. Wait.
Well, courtship, I will say this. And I talk to my husband about this all the time, because we love conversations like this that are so fruitful and robust in nature, because the OG nature between women and men is broken. This is why people say grandmas aren't grandma anymore.
No, because they 33. Still trying to figure out who the fuck they are.
Exactly. But we're not seeing the courtship happen. And the courtship that we are seeing is based on social media. So we're looking at the rappers and the models. Oh, he bought her a Bentley and gave her flowers all over the house. Ma'am, your man makes $25 an hour and you're holding him to a standard that doesn't make sense. What can he do for you with his $25 an hour that would still make you swoon over his gesture for you? We need to stop this whole comparative analysis on who does what, and if he don't do it, then your man doesn't value you. Look at what your man is doing with the resources that he does have, if you do have a man. Or look at the demographic, like you said, that all plays into it. If you're looking for someone on a California salary, you may not find that in your hometown. Things don't make sense, and you have to bear witness to things that matter. Again, the conversations. Like, I remember when you used to bring people around your family, and the uncles would be like, "That's you, nephew." Like, they was impressed that you brought this nice girl around your family to have dinner and all those things. And now y'all are coming around people's family your ass out, your tits out, you cussing, you bringing 5-6 kids.
First day.
And it's like, how did we get here? The problem again is that social media has ingrained a stain in some people's observations where it's just so blurry now. Because for me, I could never look at the next and be like, you're my role model, because I was raised to never have them. I was raised to believe that your role models were your parents, and what they said and did was your example. Where nowadays are like, oh, they're following Megan and they're following Lil Kim. You shouldn't be following anyone for various reasons. These people are not your parents. They're not responsible for you. They're not going to pay your bills.
Also, just entertainment.
And that's their job. That's literally their job.
What does Beyonce sing about?
She
Most
sings.
times, she's single as hell in her music. She leaving niggas in her music.
Yeah, it's and she
How
don't
did
always
she become a billionaire though?
With her husband's wealth.
But
again,
she had to join to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Millionaire. My point is, she could sing songs like Irreplaceable, which Chris Brown wrote. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was Neo.
Neo wrote and entertain the song, and women go home, leave the one dude that was willing to put all on the line over to the left, everything.
But we also have to look at.
There was the one dude busting his ass to fuck with you, and you got on the internet and entertained your inbox for somebody that wasn't even willing to buy you an ice cream cone. But this man traded his car in for something less to make sure you had something nice to wear to your work function.
And this is why I say that people should find out what feels good to them outside of the physical. People need to start evaluating their value system, because again, you know, just like you said, they could be with somebody for familiarity because they've been together for years and it gets stale. And then there's a guy that's coming around and flirting with you at work, and now he's buying you lunch, and you're like, well, he's doing so much more for me, when you simply could have went home and been like, you know what? I want you to date me again. I want you to make me, you know, feel like you want me. Like, give that person a chance. And again, if they don't change, because you have now discovered what you need, which is validation, consideration, you need that, and that person is not giving you what you need, then please leave that person. You don't have to cheat. I don't believe in cheating. I feel like cheating is the dumbest thing. You can literally tell people to go away before cheating on them.
Stop right there. It's not that simple. It's not that simple.
It's not. No, but it is.
No. It is to who?
It is. So hold on. So you're telling me it's simpler.
Why it's not that simple. I'm gonna tell you why it's not that simple. Because people feel things. And when you go through your lowest points, right? When you go through the hardest times in your relationships or in your life, you make mistakes, right? So I will say, a woman married for 25 years that's invested so much for 25 years, and they have that one night stand, she's not coming home before she has that one night stand to say, I'm sunshine and I ain't never coming back. No, hell no, she ain't doing that. That's why I say it's easy for us to sit up here and say, absolutely, just leave, man. Don't cheat. Leave. No, circumstances dictate that it's different.
A lot of times women leave mentally before they leave physically.
First of all.
And there's a lot of people in dead relationships that literally do not feel them, and they're just there because it's a body.
And women leave us well before we leave them. We try to stay. We know who can cook. I'm just finna fuck this girl.
Yeah.
Because I'm mad.
People are literally wasting their own time. When you waste someone else's time, realize you're wasting yours as well. I think that's what people don't realize. Like, oh, I'm just here because they let me be. But you're also wasting your time, which is also pushing off your blessing, because you're not in the place to receive what God may be holding on for you because you won't get from over here. It's the same thing. And the only reason why I say it's easy is because I feel like when people get in a relationship or even friendships, there are things that are mistakes and there are things that are choices. You know, when you have a choice, there's also going to be a consequence of your choice. Like if tomorrow, if I say, you know what, I don't want to work corporate no more, I'm gonna go rob a bank. Now I could come out on top depending on what bank I rob, but my consequence possibly also is I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna go to prison. I'm gonna not see not a dollar, not my family, not my son, because I made this choice to actively pursue doing this. And when people cheat, they actively pursue another person, knowing it's going to hurt someone, knowing that somebody could literally blow it out of proportion where they find out and try to kill you or try to kill them, and people have died or gotten seriously hurt or went to jail behind that. That is a choice, and that is your consequence. So you understand those things.
It's always a choice, but I don't think the consequence is in the forefront of their mind. Because if indeed that choice, that consequence was outweighing the choice, I don't think most people would have made it. Because here's what I'm saying. Baby, have you ever been at the lowest point of your life?
Absolutely.
You remember rock bottom, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever that had to do with, decisions were made that maybe out of emotion, you look at today like, damn, I would have did that different. Am I wrong?
Now I will
I'm
say,
asking, is there anything in there that you would have said, fuck, I wouldn't have done that?
Well, that's the thing, is like I've never been a woman to actually do anything. So that's where I'm saying, like, I've never, like, I've been cheated on, whatever you think. I've never went through a man's phone. I've never vandalized anything. I was like, I've never done anything in retaliation.
I'm saying any decision, any. We ain't just talking about relationships.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the decision would be I would have not have picked that man.
I'm just saying anything. Feelings made you do that, though.
Yeah.
Right? Feelings made you think that way. Feelings said, I wouldn't even went down this road. I'm telling you, just as strong-minded as you are, as intelligent as you are, people more intelligent than you on paper, because that's how they gauge it. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't believe in that paper intelligence, but people more intelligent than you are have made worse mistakes than you. And you will sit back and look at them like, why the fuck did you try to cut your wrist?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You had so much to live for and you was trying to die, right? So I don't look at cheating as the simple, just the line, the straight line. I look at it as a case-by-case basis, because circumstances dictate that what was actually going on, what actually happened. Because damn, I hate to do this, ladies, I'm on y'all ass right now. A man finds out when his son turns 18 years old that it ain't his.
Yeah.
And they've been married 22 years. You expect him to be rational? And he's been a great father and provider and protector and a teacher and a model citizen. This is the good guy. We ain't talking about the hoe.
Right.
We ain't talking about the hoe. We ain't talking about the in and out.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying. The good part.
But hold on, I don't want to stop there. The woman broke her fucking back when he ain't have shit. She picked him up. She found the vendor for that clothing line he was trying to start. And now he a multi-millionaire and he cheating 23 years after they've been together. And she find out publicly, not privately. She don't find out from him. She find out from the internet. And then she decides, I'm just going to go fuck my best friend that's been good to me forever. And he go crazy. Like he didn't start this shit. So I'm saying when the cheating is involved, I'm not so quick to judge, because circumstances sometimes are extended. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing about it is, for me, it's not that it's a judgment. There's a lot of factors that go into that, because you sleeping with someone else and you consistently sleeping with somebody that you belong to is a potential danger for your body internally, with, people who don't get checked. You don't know who that other person is sleeping with that you could be sleeping with. And then there's the products of, oh, I'm pregnant. Is it my baby daddy, or is it the person I'm cheating with? And or just like the scenario you listed, that probably is what exactly happened. This woman got pregnant, don't know who it was, and then years later they find out it was never really his. Like, there are some really big impactful things that can happen because of something as small as quote unquote cheating. It has such a bigger thing. I know people that have been diagnosed with certain things because that person did not consider that could possibly happen, that they could be passing along something. And now they're impacted. Like, to me, it's just never not going to be that small. It's always going to be a choice to me. And I don't want it to come off as like I'm judging. I'm just saying that it's not just sex. Like, you could literally cost somebody their life with doing that. You could literally get pregnant, and then now you're in a predicament where women don't have reproductive rights and you can't readily go get an abortion like you thought you could. And now you're having someone else's, baby or whatever. And people can make up whatever excuse they want to hold on to cheating not being that big of a deal. And again, that's where people can come in with what's important to you. To me, cheating is a big thing. I will not stand on it. If that's what you want to do, please do it without me. That's just who I am. But and that's how I've always been. I have been cheated on, and the relationship to me, when those things happen, are never the same. No matter the circumstance, no matter the prayer, no matter the therapy, it's just never the same, because you have broken that trust factor, and someone's always going to be concerned about whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you say.
What do you say to a man that cheats because his wife isn't giving it up like before the marriage?
Why would he marry her if sex is that important to him?
No. He was getting it up until the marriage.
And now he's not. Well, there's something. A lot of women withhold sex because there's something within their relationship that is blocking her ability to be attracted.
But you say the communication is broken.
It's completely off. Yeah, okay. Something is off.
Stop there. We're not going to dive down that. I just wanted to hear that quick answer and not dive down that. I really want to get through these questions and then get you back to your family.
All right.
My goodness, Mr. Q, he says cheating is not always premeditated, but he's not condoning cheating. I always say cheating is not always premeditated as well. I posted that because
you don't just go outside and be like, I'm sleeping with somebody today. It's going to happen. You call that person. You make a plan. You know who you can sneak around with.
No, because people literally meet, vibe, connect, and then act. Premeditated. What is premeditated?
Well, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, somebody can meet somebody and just on a whim. And to me, if you make decisions like that, you don't respect your body and you don't respect me. So peace out.
That's dope. That's dope. I respect the opinion. 100%. I respect it. So back to the video. The woman said that he got to send you flowers. The men that don't send the flowers, they just trying to hunch. Miss Candice, don't the men that are actively about you genuinely want to also hunch at some point?
Every man on this planet wants sex. I am not oblivious to that.
Don't women want sex too?
We do. We just don't want it from everybody.
No. Don't say that, because we're gonna go down another road. But what I'm saying is, what's so fucking bad about me wanting to have sex with the woman I saw and I'm not divulging it up front. I'm being respectful. I'm attracted to you.
Yeah.
Right? So you're telling me the flowers hid the fact that I wanted to hunch?
I feel
She said in the video, this is what she said. She said in the video, ladies, actions matter. That's what she made a point, right? He ain't sending you flowers. He ain't applying pressure. Scrap him. So the niggas that send flowers ain't trying to fuck.
I think women who are blinded by the like I said, the grand gestures, the dinners, whatever, that makes them feel better about sleeping with that individual. Like nobody wants to look like, oh, well, at least I didn't, sleep with that man and all he got me was McDonald's for lunch. Does that make sense? I think they want to say that I'm holding some type of level of a standard because I'm requiring such for you to then have access to my body. But I believe any man that's in a pursuit of any woman eventually wants to have sex with you. Yes, they're physically attracted to you first. Men are very sexual beings, and if you're a woman that wants to be oblivious to that, fine. But but believe you me, like, yes. And I think some women have the same thoughts, like, oh, he is fine. I would definitely.
I'd have asked 1 million women, how long does it take for you to know you'll give him some? In the first 30 seconds. Well, why is it a problem when a man sees you and understands that he'll give you some, but it's about the approach? We got to be careful, but you don't. Why? We got to be careful, but you don't.
I don't know who's giving us all these passes and making all these.
I'm telling men right now, stop giving these fucking passes.
I think it's the same thing. Women and men both pursue things that are not good for them. Like, like the woman who thinks I'm going to tame the hoe out of the group. Like, he's going to change for me. And you think you're going to do something different for her because you're going to give her all this stuff and you're going to be the one, excuse me, that makes the difference. And the truth is, you're not.
Damn, this ain't on my list either. Why do you think men like hoes more than good women?
I don't think men like hoes.
Value?
I think men use hoes.
Maybe
I don't think that they like them.
Wrong. They value them. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's
I think. Well, I'm just saying. I think that social media makes it look like they do, but we don't value like the real facts, the real relationship statistics. Like we see like, oh, men only like hoes. Like, but what man? Is he not a hoe? The one most men that do like that type of a woman are also a hoe themselves. I will say I've never met like a dude that's like, oh, I'm about my business, this and the third, and go after a promiscuous woman on purpose. Like they're both living that life.
Okay, so let me give you some insight about me. So there are good men that discipline themselves, restrict themselves to family, and say, I'm gonna put myself down. I'm gonna discipline myself to absolutely subject myself to only my family and my wife, right? And when the chips are down, that is the hardest part of saying, fuck, we arguing. We ain't did shit but argue this much. She get on my fucking nerves. I hate her hair, but I can't tell her. She keep waking up looking like my brother. You know what I'm saying? Not in real life, but
I know.
You know what I mean. It ain't your spruced up look. And hell yeah, I want to go have fun with the homies. But you know what a hoe does that a wife doesn't have the responsibility of doing?
And what is that?
She doesn't look at your shortcomings like a wife should. So a wife can oftentimes dismiss what you may be going through at a time that she feels like she's going through more, right? When you're in your moment of, look at me, truth, when you're in your moment of truth, the one thing he wants is understanding, right? And if
Yep.
you're not that woman for shutting the fuck up and just trying to understand, guess what most men experience? They just experience, yeah, go to bed with all of that because I said what I said. Because you understand that even though he may be slightly wrong, 20% wrong, it could be 10% wrong or 70% wrong. All you know is he wrong,
Yeah.
right? Guess what the hoe ain't gonna do? Question none of that. You know what the hoe gonna do? Don't talk about her. I am literally here to make you feel better about everything that didn't go right today. So when a man visits a hoe, it's no reper. It's no. Now I won't say repercussions. It's no opposition there. So when I say men value hoes, it's not for the reason women desire us to want to value hoes. They talk about the moral standpoint of it. They're talking about the moral. We know the shit wrong. We absolutely know the shit wrong. I ain't supposed to be over here. I knew that the whole drive. But what I'm seeking is exactly what y'all seek 7 days a week: validation. Validation. Also, we're seeking comfort in our thoughts. We have
Yep.
suffered in silence about everything we struggle through. Now, if you're going to speak to me about a moral compass, hell yeah, we wrong. I've already said that. Have I not?
I'm not gonna say that.
No, no, no. I'm saying hell yeah, we wrong because we got
Yeah.
somebody at home we supposed to commit to. I'm saying why it's easier to fuck with a hoe because she understands her entire role. She's saying, listen, I'm not going to present what your relationship has to offer, which is why many billionaires, millionaires, all of them have mistresses.
Yeah.
Because the mistress says, aside from all of that, the benefits of me is me living good. I'm over here in a half a mansion or a full mansion with zero problems. I only got to do. People often mistake a mistress for a sex partner when
Yeah.
sometimes men just go to unload everything they've had to endure. Wifey don't sometimes lose sight of, I just need to shut the fuck up and listen tonight. I don't even need to say nothing. I just need to shut. He listened to me on Tuesday. It's Wednesday night and I'm still talking.
Is it a good time to
Come
pull?
on in.
Is it the good time to pull a little Kevin Samuels card and say you should have chose better? Because
No, no, no.
again,
No,
I
no.
want
It's
men.
always a good time. Say what you're saying. Go.
I implore men to run in opposite directions. If you cannot be with a woman who can support you when you are in an emotional compromise, when you are at your lowest, when you are going through something, if that woman cannot set aside her pride or her problems a time or two, because I know it goes both ways, that is just not how you're intended to live. Your helpmate, your person, your wife, your spouse, whatever you want to call them these days, if that's what you want to be the constant, like I'm willing to give you my last name, I'm willing to make children with you or whatever the case may be, that person should also be able to bear and sit with you with your soul when it is falling apart. And sometimes, like you said, it is to shut the fuck up and maybe make you feel good. Your wife is supposed to be your at-home hoe. But since a lot of y'all don't know how to do that, that's why you don't have it. That's why you seek outside. Women can handle a lot about your truths, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, but you don't give women a chance to. So when you're out here parading around like you got it all together, but then bearing your soul to someone else because they don't have that, they're not going to hold you accountable for anything type of scenario, that's your fault. I cannot understand what is going on in Jermaine's head until Jermaine unloads what's going on in his head to me.
Hello.
I do understand that I have to set the tone and the foundation for him to feel like he can do that. But a lot of times these men know that they've never been able to do that with that woman. That's why they have alternative friends or female friends that they vent to, or like you said, they'll go seek out some entertainment outside the house, vent, and they'll go get, some sex, feel good, go home, whatever. That's your fault. You can't, if you want to be a bomb because you're keeping everything in, you're the one that's going to explode. You're putting more on your plate when you go outside the home with your problems. Now, there are a small percentage of men who probably do get very vocal and they don't get the, they're not getting the reciprocal nature that they need. So at that point, I understand it. It's not that I don't understand it, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of times there's a breakdown before people get further into relationship, whether it be marriage or kids, that they understand that this person does not meet those qualifications. Like, oh, you're fun to hang out with. We have good sex. We're okay, friends.
Let's say 3 years in.
Things change. People change. People evolve month to month. Let's just be for real. It's people either you or them.
Week to week.
Right. So there again, some people are like plants. They're going to grow. They're going to use resources around them. They're going to grow. And then there's people that don't. They're going to sit in the corner that has no light. And it is up to you to be that person that can have that intuitive nature to say, you know what? Something is off about my man today. He's been off all week. Like, what is going on with you? What's the attitude for? Like, you have to be inquisitive of nature to know when your mate is off, but you also have to be responsible to tell that person the truth. A lot of these men do not tell the truth. They will literally say, it's all good.
Well, we suffer in silence by nature.
But that's your choice to do it.
You think it's a choice if you've been groomed to do something.
We can't go. I'm just not a person of excuses. There's a lot of things that I was never taught to do. There's a lot of things that you have to own it.
But you've been groomed that way. That's what I'm telling you. As strongly as you feel that way, somebody else feels a different way because they've been groomed that way. You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, where's the learning curve? If all I can do is
the learning curve is tonight. That's why I'm gonna let you talk. Go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So again, I do understand that if you've never had someone bring that space up out of you, you don't know how to present itself. But all it takes is you starting with the truth and actually being with someone who can handle that. There's a lot of women who can handle it. I know they can. So
let me ask you this. The women that have, to a man such as myself, that has been very vulnerable, divulged some of my darkest secrets to a woman and then to have it thrown in my face and put it in the streets, that man has to now recover.
Yep.
Right? But then meet a new woman who didn't do it. What do we say to these men today that say, I ain't telling them this shit? That hurt me. And I don't know how to moving forward. Coming from a woman, what would you say? You got to roll the dice? That's what you would say?
No, you have to go get yourself some fucking help. Because when people go through traumatic experiences, and that's a lot for a man because men are just not naturally going to be out here in all of their emotions like women do. We know that. But it is you are responsible for how you heal. You're not responsible for what happened to you. You're responsible for how you recover from it. You can't punish me because the last girl didn't do you right. Just like when you get with a woman, you're like, damn, you so hard. Why your walls so hard to break down? She needs to work through that because it's not your responsibility to go through thinking you're Bob the fucking Builder.
Stop
you
right
can't
there.
Break that down.
Stop right. Men, I hope you heard that. You are not responsible for picking up the pieces for a woman that's broken. We've spent a lot of time building women up. Women, you're not responsible for this broken man. And I say that if you meet me, if I have things going on with me that you don't feel responsible for, say it. And for any man out there, ladies, that is treating you a certain type of way that you're uncomfortable with, voice it.
If I break a glass and I force you to walk on it, I'm hurting you because I didn't pick that up. When I don't pick myself up and fill my holes and really understand why the fuck I am the way that I am, I cannot hold another person accountable for that. I can't. And I'm never going to give my biggest flex, I feel like, in life, in my relationships, in my friendships, through the way that I've elevated, is that I fixed myself and presented my best self to my husband. No other man on this planet can say they had the best of me because I was not at my best. And I'm woman enough to admit that. But the person I go to sleep with, the one whose name I bear, he's got the best of me. All of it. The six-figure me. The top of my company me. The better parts of me. You did not get that because I didn't know how to put that together. I didn't know how to pick up those pieces that I allowed other people to continue to break. But I had to be accountable for how I decided to utilize those same pieces because I'm still me. I don't want women to change who they are. I want them to change who they are for. Use your discernment.
That's dope. Break down the difference between secrecy and privacy
in a relationship.
Yeah, that's that. I don't know why that just popped up for me, and we ain't going by the script tonight. So fuck with me, Candice.
I would say secrecy is
secrecy and privacy when you're dealing with somebody. What's the difference? Because for me, it's a big difference.
There's a huge difference. I mean, the secrecy is when people are left in that ambiguous space of not knowing whether you have someone or not because you're playing in that gray area. You want to look like you can still attract that singlehood and do single-like things. You hang around a lot of, maybe people that are single. So it really throws off the narrative that I am someone that may be taken. Whereas privacy is, I am in a relationship. You just don't know my business. But people know that I'm with someone because I will let that person know. But there's a lot of people that want to look single so that they can see whether they still have it or, whatever they like attention. Attention is a hell of a drug. It's probably stronger than a lot of things people sell on the street. Attention is a hell of a drug. And some people thrive off of it and they need it from wherever they can get it, whether it's a, one of those, sad parties, like they're always negative, they get that attention. Or if they post a booty pic, oh, I'm not trying to post that, I was just trying to show you my tattoo. They tattoo on they arm, but they whole ass out. Like, what you're here for, what you want, and you're getting it, and you're accepting it from any way that you can get it. That is someone who wants to be very secretive about what's going on. But privacy is just protecting your relationship. Yes, I am taken, but I'm not putting, when we have arguments or just putting all my business out there, there's just a huge difference. I know people that play in that gray area. It's a dangerous place to be.
So privacy is different because what?
Privacy is different that they understand that you are with someone. They may not know who that person is or maybe for how long, but they understand that you respect the relationship that you have with whoever you have it with. Secrecy is, we don't know. I might think that person's with somebody. I might not. I feel like the way that person carries themselves, the things that they involve themselves in could really throw off. Well, you'd be like, damn, I didn't know she was married because she's doing XYZ. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody who lives in that gray space that wants to kind of play both the fields, keep what they have at home, but still entertain what could possibly be.
So how would the internet affect secrecy and privacy? It's a very thin line, right?
It's a thin line. I mean, you have to
It's a
open the
thin
door.
line. So that person can absolutely be living the best life with a person, but then the internet does not know that y'all living y'all best life, and that's okay, right?
That's
Until she feels like it's a big moment and everybody should know.
yeah.
That's a problem.
You said is that a problem?
I'm saying, should that be a problem? I guess that's the case. That's a super question because depending on the type of woman you're with, it's a case by case basis because
Right.
the type of woman you're with would know, hey, we don't need to post what we doing because we really living it.
Right.
And then you got the woman that's saying, well, why the fuck would you post, for instance, me being at a podcast and it's a whole bunch of women on the podcast. I post that shit, but I don't post that we
I
celebrate
think that
our
person
second
could be
anniversary.
insecure about either the way that you move or the people that you choose to be around.
No, I'm saying this is my way of life. I really do this.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that if a woman has that type of perspective, she's
You're saying the
insecure about
woman,
something.
you're saying the woman should understand, hey, listen, I already know this the shit he do. I can't come in here persecuting him for trying to build
Yeah.
a talk show, which I say talk show because this podcast shit is preliminary. And I want to make y'all understand, boy, y'all don't even know. I'm gonna be the biggest talk show host in the world. Y'all don't even know it yet. But if she's witnessing preliminary actions versus where I'm going, and she puts that in a situation of, damn, you don't never highlight me, but you highlight these podcasts, that's toxic to me, right? That
If
to me, I should be saying, you knew my lifestyle. You can't live like that.
that's true. Like again, I'm a firm believer that people should say what they want. If
Now,
that's what you need to build your talk show and
now
not
turn
have
this, now turn this around. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Turn this around. Fellas, you meet a stripper. Don't play with me because y'all do meet them. And y'all get them pregnant and y'all try to get them out of there. I know these stories personally.
not personally.
Yeah, hell yeah. I know these stories personally. She
You know what
started,
it was when you signed up.
she was stripping already, but she loved dancing. It wasn't about the attention from the men. She loved dancing and she took a liking to you and you only. I think it's hard for men to grasp when a man really takes a when a woman really takes a liking to them in a room full of men.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck that's the hardest thing to see, but it's the hardest thing for a man to say, damn, you getting all this attention to the you only talk to her because everybody like her.
It's a security thing. Like you either have confidence and security or you don't. But you can't project your insecurities on others because again, you've already set the tone about what you needed or how you live your life. And a lot of people in entertainment are like that. I think about a good example like Denzel Washington and his wife. Everybody know that man married. They may not know his wife's name, but everybody know that man married.
That's how I want to live in the industry.
But but he also carries
Baby,
himself.
you know I'm married, but you ain't got to know who the fuck I'm married to because guess what? Anytime a headline hit, it ain't touching my family. It's touching me. I can handle it, but I don't want you fucking with what I love.
But also the way that Denzel marvels.
He brought her out one time.
Well, not even just about bringing her out, but anytime he has an award speech or whatever, he marvels about why he is where he is, and it's because of the caliber of woman he chose. So please know that the type of woman could be the detriment or the start of your career because you're not picking the right person. It's the same thing.
That's exactly why I'm careful. Because I understand the fall of your kingdom. And ladies, listen closely. Listen very closely. This is why men are so hard up about your character. Who cares if you used to be a hoe? What are you today? Where are you going? Where are you going? If he shitted on you, it's because you wasn't aligned with him and he understood his destiny wasn't going to align with where your mind frame was. So
Yep.
if he shitted on you and you thought you was better, oh, I can't believe he shit on me. No, baby. He can't believe you didn't line up because he wanted you to. He entertained you because he wanted you to. He wanted you to be better. He literally saw, I have never approached a woman and didn't think in my mind what she could be years down the line to me by how she was acting, speaking, and thinking. Right?
Yep.
That was me. Every man is not a visionary. So he might have been thinking a week out. But
Yep.
if a week out, that's even more embarrassing. If they can't see you a week out, 7 days from
Listen,
now.
ladies, if a man doesn't know how to use collective nouns with you, you are not a part of the plan. You are not a part of the vision. Because if you are, he is going to make sure
Come on.
that you have a role in this. And I think that's the problem, is because some women will look at it as a challenge to finagle their way in, where a man is literally laying pavement. Baby, you don't have to struggle. It's already paved. Walk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, it's all about choices and who we entertain and what we value. That girl might be looking the part, but she don't make me feel that part. She ain't living the part.
You can be fine as hell.
Yep.
Baby, if I cannot communicate with you and connect with you, connection. If I
Yep.
can connect with you, my spirit ain't gonna lie. My spirit is not gonna lie. If I
Sure.
lay here, you tell me your deepest, darkest, and all of your fears and everything you desire for me, it's only gonna make me cringe. Ladies, y'all know how I feel when a guy you don't desire tell you how beautiful you are and you just get ill. Like, why the fuck do you even find me sexy?
Yeah.
Ain't that a real thing, Candice? Like, why do he even feel like telling me I'm sexy today?
And you know what's so interesting about this is, because I say this with my friends all the time, especially when I was like in my single era. I was like, what is it about me to where I don't even get people DMing me trying? Because people say I hold myself like I'm in a relationship at all times. That's literally what I've been told from other people's mouths. And meanwhile, my friends, they're getting random penis pictures. I never wanted that. I don't think any woman wants that unless they ask. Realize women do not want that unless they ask. If you were that person, stop doing it.
Stop saying. Well, none of them, did not one out of all of them. And I know you have a marriage to respect, but you're not gonna lie on my live.
I'm not lying.
Did not one
Not
look
one.
favorable?
Not no. I never used to get that. Nope.
Oh, you didn't get the penises?
No.
I thought you said you got them.
No, I literally never got them.
Moving along. Continue.
No, like
Continue.
no. I was like, and again, like no, I never get them. And even I've been in club. You could call my friends right now. They don't even know I'm on this live, and ask them. We have been in clubs. I'm single as a dollar bill, and a man would be like, "Oh, I know you got a man," and go straight to somebody else. I was like, what does that mean? But again, the right one will approach you, and you just have to read what feels right for you. And I think a lot of times people read terms and conditions for certain things, but then forget about it for themselves. Like, no, you're entitled to want what you want. It just may not come from what you think it should come from. So that's your battle to fight at the end of the day. You may want 6 figures and 6 feet, but your 6 figures is probably with somebody else in a different state that don't look like that.
That's true. That's all true. So Mr. Jason says, so I was in Jamaica with my wife. They lit a rope around your hip with a weight. Had to move across the beach. Wife said she admit she wanted nobody to see my movie. What? Across the beach? Man, I don't know what the hell you talking about right now. You wrote that wrong and fast. You wrote that wrong.
Yeah, I know his wife's
His
name.
wife is named Pauletta.
I know his wife's name, but there's a lot of
Denzel.
people that do not know, but they know that man married.
Denzel. Yeah. So Miss Marquita, she says, so they are gold diggers and using another to obtain them. I know that happens every day, but damn, I would think none of them that matters if you are in it for love. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I absolutely do not pay attention to outside attention when I'm dealing with somebody. I This is why privacy is important to me because I understand I live a very public life. I'm transparent. People see a lot of what I do, right? But I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. What I do understand is I want to respect what we're doing. And I don't want nobody to mess that up, right? So the moment I'm moving wrong, I don't think Facebook should know. I think you should come talk to me and say, I don't like what you're doing. But if you the woman, I've dealt with this. If you're the woman that as soon as you don't like what I'm doing, you post it on Facebook, baby, you ain't for me.
That's the thing is like she also has to admit that she doesn't trust you to be able to handle her emotion.
Well,
that's
also,
why you're going to
no. Fuck my emotion. She got to be able to admit she don't trust me as a person.
Period. And she doesn't. And going to the internet about your grievances about your mate absolutely says that.
Just say you don't trust me, love, and move on. You can have whoever you want in this world because I don't pick ugly girls. So I know just as well as I think you are attractive, there are so many men lined up that might align with you. But don't post about me and not talk to me.
I feel like it's embarrassing to both parties when people do that.
It ain't embarrassing to me. It ain't embarrassing.
It may not be, but I'm saying that it is.
I've been posting for years, Candice. I've been posting for years.
Well, I'm saying,
this
ladies,
nigga
if you're the person,
go see his daughter over celebrating our anniversary, this nigga want to work.
Again,
instead of
you're the one that is embarrassing that situation. When you do stuff like that, you're the one doing that. Because my thing is, if you're not ready to leave that man, whether he changed or not, keep it to yourself. There's no point in going on there talking this, that, and the third about him. If he call you 2 seconds later, you gonna let him in that house.
Not even just that. Not even just that. If you was gonna leave, leave.
Right. But they're not ready.
Think about it. Just leave. Why you gotta make them fucking think about it? Now, for me, for people out there that have experienced this, now my partner experienced this. My partner experienced, boy, he was truly in love. You hear me? The problem he had was he absolutely was in a group chat with, I guess, his wife's best friend's husband, and his wife's best friend husband told her, bro, she don't fuck with you. I was sitting over there at the barbecue and she said this, that, and the third. Like, why you don't know that? He was the last person to know his wife didn't fuck with him. And the one thing I don't understand is women screaming, just tell me the truth.
Somebody, again, the honesty is from within.
Tell you the truth about what when you ain't being real. That's where the disconnect is everybody trying to one up everybody on being sneaky.
But also with that, just how you can have an inclination as a man and as a woman, vice versa. So, y'all got to stop waiting on somebody to say something. Somebody got to be like, hey, we off. What's going on? I feel this way, XYZ, or vice versa. And then if nothing is done about that, you got your answer. If people are mixed emotions, if it's a choice between me and you, I always tell people, pick them. Because I'm the only answer on the test. If you don't believe that, I support you in not believing it. But what I'm not going to do is convince you that the answer is C when we all know it's A. So people have to pick and choose what they're willing to entertain. And just like a man can be like, dang, she wrong. You feel that. So bring it up. Don't wait for her just because she's the one displaying the attitude. Somebody got to be the adult. And I think that's the problem, because it's like, oh, well, the problem ain't me and I don't feel that way, so I ain't gonna say nothing. So now you're just gonna be around her with this piss poor attitude and her posting all these subliminals on Facebook when you could just call it out.
I can't stand an old internet ass woman.
I can't either. Like, girl, go tell that man. Jada, go tell that man.
I can't stand an internet ass woman. Like, why the fuck?
Do he understand that you don't like him?
No, what they need is a fan base. They need a fan base to tell them, to validate them.
And right? And the comments be lit up. Yeah, girl, he ain't this, he ain't that.
Whole time they laying by the nigga that cheated on them today. And they know it. Now, so when a man asks to see you, why should that be deemed annoying? In the video, a man says, so in the comments, it was, damn, I'm just trying to see you. This is our first attempt. But what I've experienced is women like, damn, he already trying to see me. Damn, I don't even know you, this, and the third. But you telling him to apply pressure, baby. How the fuck am I going to get to know you if I don't never see you? Give me access. Do you think that women are going a little overboard with access versus a man saying, I'll buy this, and then they show up?
I think it's a woman that doesn't know how to articulate what she's really trying to say. You can say you want to see me, but what does that mean? Do you want to see me during dinner? Are we doing an activity? What are you trying to see? Because I mean, again, I have seen some of the text messages from my friends from some dude they met, and they're like, what you doing? When am I see you? When am I see you? But they're not bringing up. I think women want to see where you're trying to lead them. Like, where is it that you want to see? How do you want to see me? You want to see me dressed up? You want to go work out? You want to go do this? You want to, like, what is it? You can't just keep saying the same things and there's no action behind it, is what the woman is saying in the video. But she just takes it a step forward by saying a step further by equating how much you put towards that effort is where you either are you have a standard or you don't. Where I feel like a gesture should be accepted regardless, because again, a man is going to approach you with hopefully the real resources that he has. Now, if you want a man to show out on the first date and then he can't keep up with that after the fact because you never vetted that out, that's on you. But if a man is utilizing his resources to his best extent to what he has right now to really please you, that should be considered something. You shouldn't devalue it because it doesn't look like the social media post that'll get 1,000+ likes on it.
Miss Candice, you've been a joy this evening. And the one thing I want to say is I want you back. I want to have you back at a time that time permits for you. Takeaway. What is it that you would like to say to the masses as a positive takeaway from all that we've talked about this evening?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you to your audience for giving me a chance to hopefully pour into you. I hope I didn't offend too many people with.
I'm glad you offended them.
Just being honest.
No, fuck that. I'm glad you offended them. Because if you offended them, you affected them.
That could be true. But what I want for people to understand is that you do have choices in life. And I want you to stand in your own truth, your own confidence, advocate for what you need, know what you want, understand yourself, understand your needs. Because when you do that, you are able to move in places like water, and you want to be like water. You want to be able to flow through. Yes, there's going to be times you bump in the road, but when you have that level of self-awareness, you're going to be able to explain who and where you are in life so that the right people will be gravitating toward you or be able to support you and be in that war room with you when you are at your lowest. So again, it's not about what it looks like on social media. I implore you to forget what social media looks like and really dig deep about what does this mean to me? How does this make me feel? And is this what I want for my life? Is this what I want for my children's life and my legacy, my lineage? Think about all of those things, because at the end of the day, we all get one life here, and you don't want to die with those dreams or those feelings left unsaid. So that's what I hope that I leave you with. I hope that it encourages somebody to go out and get what they feel like they need. Yes, there's work that is going to be needed along the way, but you're equipped. If you believe that, if you're able to strengthen that, I want it for you. But please don't settle, because to me, settling for less is ignoring what your needs are.
I won't dismiss the fact that even though we disagree in certain areas, you always enlighten me. And I want to thank you every time for your perspective. I never disregard the fact that because we're different, it's amazing. So,
Absolutely. I learned a lot today. So
yeah,
I
people
feel
have
the same way.
no, I'm looking at the comments and I know that you brought things out of them that you helped them with. So I want to thank you for blessing the platform. And I want to thank you for being here tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here on the Jermaine Hall Show. And ladies and gentlemen, show some love to Miss Candice, Mrs. Candice Moore.
Feel like it